I'm John Champion. I'm in my 5th year here at Ferris. I'm a senior, and I'm in Capstone. A lot of projects for Capstone, a lot of projects in general in life. Like, people think like games, like that's what I want to do. Like, I go for digital animation and game design. I make games, but games and animations are really just tools to convey something or do some function. Traditionally in like animation, this is like provoke feelings. I made a tool to help me run D&D. They're all the same. So it really streamlines a lot of the process where the DM has to ask for a lot of player input. Just simple questions like, hey, how much health do you have left? Like, what's your armor class? Which is how hard it is to hit you. And these are a lot of common questions that get asked, dozens of times in a game. And while it doesn't take that long to ask a question to a player, over time, this kind of adds up and it distracts from play a lot. You can be describing this crazy battle, like, you got monsters flying in and attacking you, and then you kind of have to disrupt the story to ask the players a question, sort of like in a metagame, like out of the game kind of feeling. So my app kind of displays all that information for the DM so that he doesn't have to stop kind of describing the scene to ask the players. He can just see it and move on, and it just kind of eliminates a lot of these minor inconveniences so that the gameplay kind of flows better and the players don't have to get derailed and they can become more involved with the game. My advisor, Marty, at the time was like, hey, you need to take this programming class. And I was like, well, this is going to be terrible. Like, people always say it's like learning a different language. And I had taken language classes in high school and I was terrible at it. So I was like, oh great, I'm going to fail this class. So I go in and I sit down and like Nick starts talking, Nick, our professor, and he's explaining like the logic of programming and how it's all just logic based and all this. And I was like, oh, this is really easy. And I'm looking around the room and everyone else is like, I don't understand how to like do this or like make any of this stuff work. And I'm like, but it's just logic based stuff. You just tell it what to do and it does it. And kind of refreshing to just be able to build a sort of small community and kind of know everyone, as opposed to where like I went to high school and I'd walk through the halls and I wouldn't recognize anyone. At Ferris, I can walk through the halls and I know pretty much everyone here. So really a lot of people need to learn to just make something that works and conveys their ideas from the start, and then you can work on making it look nicer later. You get halfway through Capstone and you can be like, here's my animatic. It's not textured or anything, but you have your voiceovers and stuff, and like people can connect with it and have feelings based on it. Just because it doesn't look good doesn't mean that you're not, like, you have something there. You could turn that in if you need to. If you break both your hands and you can't animate anymore, halfway through the semester, you have something that you can turn in and it makes people feel. And that's really what Capstone is about, is making like someone have a feeling. Usually, except mine. Mine doesn't have feeling. Mine's a tool.